I mean, let's be honest about this. There are not 5 people in the last 250 years that had his linguistic skills, his historical skills, his biblical knowledge, and his knowledge of the Greco-Roman world, all done in service of the church and focused on the New Testament itself. There just haven't been that many people like that. I was wandering around in an exhibit in the monks' dormitory, which was connected to the Durham Cathedral, and I was looking at these display cases, and all of a sudden, I found this manuscript from Lightfoot, and it was opened. It was one of his notebooks, open to Acts 15, detailed commentaries on Acts. And I thought, well, if there's this, and this is in the middle of a book, there's got to be more than this. So fast forward to 2013, I'm on sabbatical, and I'm scholar in residence at Johns College in Durham, my alma mater. I said, I'm getting to the bottom of this. So I go to the Dean of Chapter Library, I talk to Catherine Turner, and I say, I want to see everything. And it was a Narnia kind of experience. They take me into the monks' dormitory. There's this cupboard on top of which is a bookshelf. The bottom part's like a cupboard. The top part is a bookshelf. And the librarian opened the cupboard, and I mean, there were boxes and boxes of Lightfoot material. There was his inkwell, there was his pen, there was memorabilia of various kinds, there was some of his Episcopal stuff, gathering dust and wasting away, right? So I decided I'm looking at all of it. I'm going to look at every scrap there is. And I found 1,500 pages, 1,500 handwritten pages of materials on Acts, on John, on 2 Corinthians, on 1 Peter, and a whole bunch of other related essays.
Your emotions are multiple. On the one hand, you say, this is almost impenetrable, but then you begin to get his hand, and you say the depth, the detail, much of which is being done without recourse to anything save his memory. So you sit there in amazement. You think, how could he possibly have done this? And how could I possibly be so privileged to now flip through his work? And then you begin to think, how can we get this transcribed so that others might benefit from what we're seeing?
I would say, like Kazemon said about the Gospel of John, these manuscripts are deep enough for an elephant to wade into, but shallow enough for a baby to play in. So you can plug into these manuscripts at whatever level of expertise or interest you have, and you will come away with a benefit. Of course, they will be especially a benefit to scholars because they're very technical in various places. But Lightfoot is so clear that even when he's being erudite, he's clear. And even lay people who don't have the benefit of all the scholarly apparatus will still be able to get a lot out of it just reading the manuscripts.
In the introduction to his lectures on Acts, Lightfoot has a remarkable turn of phrase. He talks about to his students employing the highest reason and the fullest faith, that we want to bring all of our intellect to the interpretive task, but we want to do so in service of the Lord and in service of the Lord's church. And in our 3-volume series, the Lightfoot Legacy, it seems to me that this is the legacy that Lightfoot leaves. someone who is loving the Lord with heart, mind, soul, and strength. And we get to read over his shoulder to see precisely what that looks like.